Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Cynicalex, and today I want to tier 3 Blue Marvel. I'm super excited to see how much stronger he can become when he is maxed out. But first, I just want to cover the fact that I know a lot of people are talking about Black Panther. I've seen a little bit of Beast Mode's video. I understand that there's a lot of mixed reactions for the character, and probably the majority of it is neutral or negative. And I will be covering Black Panther in tomorrow's video, but I want to give myself more time to play with the character. I want to try out a few different things before I come to a conclusion about the character, and then we, do the things that we normally do when a character doesn't get the rework that we were hoping that they would get. So, with that being said, and without saying too much more on the matter, let's jump into Blue Marvel. I also wanted to make the Blue Marvel video because I'm going to show you something really shocking here, okay? Despite being a whale, being VIP 20, having 16 mega rank up tickets, having 6 mega tier 2 tickets, okay, the countless resources that I have at my disposal, look at this. I am down to 29,000 gear up kits, which if that number doesn't blow you away, my gear up kits should be equal to my dimension debris because I get them in about equal amounts when I farm. Look at the difference, 160,000 to 30,000. It's less than 20%. Okay, and then here's the real shocker. I have 50 Norn Stones I have 50 Universal Norn Stones. This is crazy. Again, for reference, I should have about the same number of Norn Stones of Universal Omnipotence as I do for all the other ones. You can see they're similar, 34,000, 33,000, 32,000, 50. 50! That means in the past couple of days farming Blue Marvel bios, I have spent over 30,000 Norn Stones. That is insane. That is actually insane. Anyways, I'm glad that, and to show you how desperate I was, I actually ran out of Norn Stones. I have 50 now, but I ran out, and I actually went here, and I bought them. Yep. I know that you can craft them. I know people are going to say, you could have just crafted them from your other Norn Stones, but if I had crafted them, I would have wasted even more gear up kits. And I was honestly scared of running out of gear up kits. So, yeah. That's a thing that actually happened in the pursuit of a maxed out Blue Marvel. So I was able to get just enough bios to max out his uniform. Literally one more than I needed. Oh, I actually don't have enough Norn Stones now. I need 285. So that is really, really funny. You guys are basically going to see me do what I had said I had already done here. Just because of the, yeah. So, anywho, yeah, I've actually done this multiple times today, so doing it one more time is no big deal for me. But anywho, we're going to test him out at tier 2 just briefly. I want to give you guys one more, glimpse into how strong he's at tier 2. I also want to give you the example, the comparison to Cersei, because I think it's a worthwhile comparison. And then we will jump into his tier 3 action and see what he can do. So I don't get to do very many tier 2 comparisons on the channel anymore, so I really relish this opportunity, not only to highlight how much of an increase this uniform is for Blue Marvel, but also to marvel at just how strong Cersei is. And especially considering that, as difficult as Blue Marvel is to obtain, Cersei is completely free. It really does boggle the mind. So we are doing a really bang up job here. Really crazy damage. Love his rotation, love his skills, love his tankiness. Just top to bottom, a very cool character. Even the sound effect on his 3rd skill, I really love it. We missed the proc here, so we'll proc on 3. Pretty low damage, but there we go. To queue up his next phase, which is around 9 bars, that took about 35 seconds. We're not gonna do a full run here because I haven't done my world boss runs of the day, but now we're just gonna sub him out for her. The great thing is they both have leadership, so this is a completely fair comparison in the sense that they both get as much of a buff. Like, they get the full buff from Nick Fury, they get the full buff from White Fox. The only difference being Blue Marvel's a 2017 character with a 2021 uniform. Cersei is just a 2021 character, and maybe she'll be getting a crazy buff in December for the Eternals movie. But yeah, so here's a comparison. Same exact. All right, that was still a good rotation. Not the order of events that I would have preferred to do that in. It's supposed to be 3, cancel 4, cancel 5, and actually Cersei's damage is going to fluctuate a little bit because you want to take damage because she has damage accumulation. We kind of missed her proc there, but you do want to take damage. So yeah, the damage is actually kind of low now. I might try this one more time. But yeah, Cersei's damage fluctuates. But you can see there, we ended up tying Blue Marvel or actually being a little bit faster because we ended up going further than 8 bars. Let me run that one more time. So you can see, like, that's how strong Blue Marvel is, but that's also how strong Cersei is. Cersei's basically the best regular tier 2 character in the game. Like, I'm pretty sure she's better than Moonstone. I'm pretty sure she's better than every other regular tier 2 character in the game. She might even be better than, like, native tier 2 characters before they get transcended or awakened or tier 3. Yeah, see, sometimes her damage is just a little bit inconsistent because of the accumulation on damage taken. It's not accumulation on damage received. So as you can see there, you sort of need to let him slip in an attack. Not that her survivability is lacking, but you can see that, so the damage can be kind of inconsistent and the proc can be a little bit inconsistent because of that as well. But when she hits it, I would say Blue Marvel's probably more consistent because his accumulation is damage dealt, not damage taken, and he doesn't need to worry about proccing as much because he has so many hits on 5 and 4. That was a bit inconsistent with the proc, but otherwise their builds are exactly the same. So if you have Cersei, right, she has a crit damage, ignore dodge 160, and he's got a 160 proc. So she actually has a little bit more than he does, but that's okay because he's got the uniform. So it kind of bounces out. And they actually have similar stats. She's got 39,000 energy attack, just under 40k, and he's got 36,000. So she actually has a little bit more physical attack than he does, in part because of her Eternals passive that gives her 30% energy attack. So yeah, that's a really good example, and I especially want to make this comparison between Cersei and then characters like Blue Marvel or Monica Rambeau because Cersei is free. So everybody watching this video, it's very easy. Just play Shadowland, get some bio selectors, and you can easily get a tier 2 Cersei, especially nowadays with the discount that they added a couple of updates ago, where you only have to pay 1 bio per gear roll. It's very, very easy, very, very cheap and efficient to get tier 2 Cersei. And then you'll know on your account that your tier 2 Cersei is about as good as Monica Rambeau Spectrum, as Blue Marvel in this case. So in the comparison's case. So if that seems, you know, satisfactory to you, if that seems hype, if you're like, okay, I already have Blue Marvel tier 2, I can buy his uniform and I have another Cersei. I have a universal male version of Cersei who's a little bit tankier and a little bit more consistent with his obelisk procs. And he has way more value for PvP. Okay, true. Anywho, without further ado, that's the tier 2 comparison. I honestly think he's one of the best regular tier 2 characters in the game. That might not be saying much for everybody, right? Because endgame players, veterans, they want to know tier 3s. So now we go into the big league. So here we go. We're going to advance him. 800 CCF. You can see the stats there. He gains about 13,000 HP and energy attack and some decent defenses as well. He gets the Cosmic Break, Kamehameha attack. So let's see it in all its glory. Okay, that looked absolutely sick. I'm just chewing on some ice right now. That looks so dope. Okay, I want to see that again. What was that? Blue Bomber of Battle. Ooh, I like the alliteration. But that tier 3 animation was really cool. That tier 3 advancement animation. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's giving me like Silver Surfer, Herald Thor vibes. I love, 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 love that. So now he gets bumped up to 48,000 energy attack, almost 50k, and 65k HP. Very, very nice stuff here from the bluest of Marvels. Let's go back in and just get a quick little hype check. Don't worry, we're gonna jump into some null, but I want to get a quick hype check here. And you know, universal hero is a pretty universal male hero is a pretty stalwart class. So we'll see if he can compete with them on a high level. Okay, I took a bunch of damage from oh, we procced again by accident. Okay, I see. Let's pop the 3 and then pop the 6. Okay, not really the damage I was hoping for. Okay, he ends up being about 5 seconds faster. Not too much faster at tier 3. Okay. Okay, no worries, no worries. All right, let's do the other hype check here. So this is the other hype check. We're gonna bring him in, no supports, just him, and see what he can do. Again, it's just a 160 proc, so he may shine more with a CTP of a particular amount for of a particular kind. But let's just go ahead and jump in here. Does he need ignore dodge? I know he gets ignore dodge. I just can't remember, to be honest. I know he gets 10 seconds on his, or 6 seconds on his tier 3, but he doesn't have any otherwise, I believe. Yeah, so I think giving him 4 strikers is fair enough. We're not going to go all the way. I just want to do the first phase here and see how much damage he does. Generally speaking, for those of you that want a point of reference, a minute or less is very good timing here. Oh, we missed the proc there. Okay, that's okay. We'll try to come back from that. But yeah, a minute or less is what we are hoping to see. Now, I can tell by the amount that you build up from his tier 3 that you actually don't build it up in 2 rotations. That's at about 3 bars. Oh, he did the co-op skill on his 4. He does the 4th on the co-op. That's nice. Like, he did the 4th skill with the co-op. See, his regular 1 to 5 damage is nice, but it seems like his tier 3 skill damage is not that nice. We can do that. Haha, we can do that. Okay, we got caught by the cage because of the strikers, but you can use that beam skill like Scarlet Witch does to position yourself, which should make him stronger in the later part of the fight. There it is. Okay, nice. Now you can't taunt the boss, which is kind of unsurprising because the boss is always taunted to you anyways. Right? I saw some people complaining that the mockery effect doesn't work on World Boss Legend or World Boss Ultimate. And I was thinking to myself, why would it work? The boss is already taunted to you. They don't need an extra incentive to taunt to you, right? It makes more sense for game modes where there's multiple targets, but you're the only target, so they're constantly taunted to you. But I mean, as far as the other debuffs go, it would be kind of interesting if the mockery effect did work in World Boss Legend. So a minute 25 is kind of slow. I'm a little bit surprised at how low his tier 3 skill damage is. It definitely seems like it could use a bump. Like his 5-4 combo appears to do basically the same amount of damage as his 6 does. Now, I believe the accumulation that he has... Oh, he doesn't have accumulation? No, he doesn't have accumulation. So maybe the lack of accumulation is in part to do with that. I don't know. It's kind of tough to say whether accumulation is really the issue here. To keep in mind, however, though, that his uniform effect is not applying from an offensive standpoint of view. The increased resistances should make him much better against Mephisto. So he may not be the highest DPS for Mephisto, but he may just be able to face roll it completely because he's going to be so tanky. But he's not going to be able to trigger either one of those other bonus effects, right? The 30% increased damage to targets with Mockery, we just covered that doesn't work on bosses. Usually debuffs never work on world bosses and World Boss Legends. And then removes all debuffs. That won't work as well, even though the bosses are constantly removing all debuffs, like I just mentioned, especially for World Boss Legend. For World Boss Ultimate, you can paralyze them, mind control them, charm them, all defense down them, but you can't do things like burn, bleed, stun. But either way, you don't get either of those buffs. So he's got kind of mostly PvP buffs on the uniform effect with a little bit of PvE for things like, you know, Surtur battle where he does fire damage, Mephisto battle where he does fire damage. Mostly just fire damage enemies, yeah, but I'll be interested to see what he does with a CTP. I want to give him a CTP and see if he can keep up with like Odin and Ghost Rider, because that's going to be the comparison that I want to make for him against other universal heroes, because I think he's about as good as Cersei at tier 2, which is very, very good. That's like the highest possible compliment for a tier 2 character. But as it stands right now, his tier 3 power level does not seem to be able to keep up with, like, maybe he's going to be able to keep up with the Vision, but not quite keep up with the likes of Ghost Rider. So hit me up in the comments down below. Let me know which CTP you would like to see first for Blue Marvel, whether you think it should be Rage or Energy. I personally think Energy is going to be an easier combo for him because he's very proc friendly, but I'm curious to hear your thoughts as well. Black Panther video coming up tomorrow, so don't miss that. And in the meantime, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.